folks, how you going? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Oh, all right. I know there's more than one or two of you. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Couple of people in the chat, and I'd like to say good day to them. First of all, the winner of the hang on a sec. Let me just do this a second. There we go. That should fix some issues that I may have. The winner of the 10 trillion Fair Star points that have come out in the last 500 years, the great Mr. Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Welcome aboard, Rob. Nice to have you here, buddy. Got in the chat there, g'day Josh from Moonlight Adventures. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Hopefully everything's running well. We've got Biday Nick. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, buddy. Nice to see you. And probably on the other channel we've got Josh from the Moonlight Adventures. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here, folks. Well, folks, today is an awesome day. Why? Because we're talking about Cruising Down Under. And I can tell you that we've got some cruising going on down under, but I'm not exactly sure what at this particular point in time. Because coming out of Sydney right now, let me just have a look. Coming out of Sydney, we've got some cruise ships there. We've got the Carnival Splendor, which are going to be coming in on Friday. We've got the Pacific Adventurer, which is coming in also on Friday. Now, Pacific Adventurer is going to White Bay. Carnival Splendor is going to the Overseas Passenger Terminal. They will then go out on the same day. They will then come back in on the 15th of May. And the Pacific Adventure will also come back in on the 15th of May. So, bit of transfer there between Pacific Adventure and the Carnival Splendor. Those are the two main cruise ships that are headed out of Sydney at this particular point. Cruising is coming out of both Darwin and Brisbane. So we've got some cruising going on around, what can I say, going around the top end of Australia. So there we go. And folks, I know that some of you are doing some cruising coming fairly shortly. I know that the Carnival Luminosa just went into Seattle, would have been a couple of days ago, and is now headed up towards Alaska, because there's a couple of people we know that are on board that ship. So there we go. Also, you've got, well, your cruising scene, for those of you that are across the pond, your cruising season has commenced, and so you've got full-blown cruising. We've still got some cruising happening down under, but we have yet to see a bit more. Now in Melbourne, which is where we're from, the cruise ships do not come in until September of this year, which will be the start of our new season. But apparently the port at Station Pier, which is Melbourne, Station Pier is going to be renovated and probably totally rebuilt. So that'll be quite awesome. So there we go. Lots of good things happening, we hope. Not only that, we believe. So there we go. Now let me see. I've got here a list of cruises that are going out of Australia currently. So on the 12th of May, going out of, where's that? Going out of, doesn't say. But it's a Ponant ship, and that is a 7-night Australia and Pacific cruise, going out of Kuri Bay to Wyndham. Not sure where Kuri Bay is, but I've got a feeling that's somewhere northern Queensland. We've also got the P&O. Which one's that one? P&O. Well, at any rate, this particular P&O ship, it looks like the Encounter, the P&O Encounter, which I believe to be the old Golden Princess. That's doing a 12-night cruise from the 15th of May from Brisbane back to Brisbane, but it is doing the South Pacific, so it's going to take in Mystery Island, Vanuatu, Lutoka, Fiji, as well as Dravuni, and then Port Vila and Lifu. So that's the 12-night round the South Pacific and then back into Brisbane. We've also got on the 15th of May a 12-night cruise coming out of Sydney, going back into Sydney, also the South Pacific, and that is on the Pacific Adventure, I beg your pardon. Prices here for both those cruises do not seem to be that bad at all. On the 24th of May, we've got a 10-night Australia and Pacific cruise from Darwin to Broome. Starting off at Darwin, going around the Pacific, and then heading back into Broome. That is going to be on the Ponant Le Laperouse, which apparently is quite an amazing... what do they call it? Event ship? Not an event ship, but it would do things like go down to places like Antarctic and all that sort of stuff. So it looks absolutely amazing. And then 26th of May, we've got the Le Ponant, which is another Ponant ship. That's a sailor, also going from Kuri Bay to Broome for 7 nights. And then it's going from Broome back to Kuri Bay, which is on the 2nd of June. So lots of good sailing, lots of good things currently in the month of June around Australia right now, May and June tail ends. So lots of exciting stuff. Now, I know that a few of you guys are actually doing some cruising back into wherever. So those of you that are cruising in the near future, give us a heads up. When are your cruise dates? Also, if you're watching this, you're not watching live, you're going to be watching the replay, please put some comments in the bottom and let us know exactly when and where you're cruising. So that'll be absolutely amazing. Now, let me see. We've got a couple more ships going down towards Tasmania. Now we've got coming up in September, October, probably around about November, we will be taking stock of this will be 2024, I believe. So next year, we will be home porting in Melbourne the Resilient Lady. So that's Virgin's new ship. So that will be really, really exciting. And cruises will be coming from Melbourne and going around Australia to start off with. And we'll be heading around around Tasmania and back out towards places like New Zealand and the South Pacific at later points. Now, also, with the cruise line being set up as it is, we've got some amazing things now. Now, I believe Rob on the Road is in the chat, but I haven't actually seen him in the EV Mux program that we're using. It will come up eventually, I believe, I hope. Okay, so we've got, and I'm just having a look at all the sides on all the charts. Hopefully we're coming across. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Say yes, please. If you can, that's awesome. If not, I'll break down and cry. No, I won't, because I'm big and tough. Anyway, so there's been a lot of chat out there. I see. Now I'm busy looking at the chat on YouTube itself because it's not coming up on my Stream Elements. Sorry, on my EV Mux properly. So I will just read out the chat that I can see. Rob, the governor. No, not the governor. Rob from Cruising on the High Seas is saying that he'd like to cash out all his points, please, and thanks. Sorry, mate. The Fair Star is no longer paying out. It says you can go on the casino at the Fair Star, which happens to be on some beach in India currently. It's split itself. It's been partially scrapped. So there we go. Rob is saying, Josh is saying good day to Rob and Nick. So we've got an echo going in here. Rob and Nick. No, not a rubber neck. Rob and Nick. Right, 10 minutes ago is the last. Okay, so I think I'm in line with the chat. For some reason, my Stream Elements is not playing the game. Let me just see if I can do this and then give it a kick in the pants where it comes back and brings back in the normal chat. Ooh. So there we go. Ain't nothing. Yep, ain't nothing. All right. G'day, Cookie. Welcome aboard. Folks, I am busy watching all the comments coming in on the YouTube side of things, so I cannot... unfortunately, the program I'm running right now is not playing the game. So I'm not going to end the broadcast. I am just going to continue the broadcast. I know you guys are there, and so I'll keep on checking the YouTube channel. Okay, so those are some of the cruise ships that are coming in on board. I'm trying to find a particular video that I would like you guys to watch, because that video actually has some exciting things for us about a particular group cruise we're trying to ascertain. So there we go. It's that one. No, it's not that one. It's going to be that one. I'm hoping. Oh no, it will be that one. Okay. Okay. So let me see if I can get this working, because this is going to talk about a group cruise that we will be going on fairly shortly. Well, guess who's just appeared? Mr. JNN, let me say, 2014. Here we go. Let me do this. Let me see if I can bring this up. And then we can go from there. And to the scene. And let's bring this in. So there you go. You can see my ugly mugster. Let's have a look and see if we can play it. Yeah, no, it's not playing. It's not playing cricket. So we'll do this. We'll remove it. Are you sure we want to remove this from the layer? Yes, we do. We'll bring me back there, and we shall stop the video and try another way at another point in time. Cookie's saying g'day to the governor, Josh, and Rob and Nick, and nice to know that you've got the right timing there. Okay, so the next step. So let us know, folks, what cruises have you got coming up? I know that now, interestingly enough, Mr. John, tell me please, how are you snowbirds settling in? Hopefully you're recovering extremely well from your sojourn, your trip, your fun in the sun, and any other thing that comes in with it. Now, Let me see. Okay. So the good news is that Australians are really getting excited about cruising now. I was talking to a person in one of our courses today. They are based out in a country town just north of Melbourne. And funny who you meet, right? They were really excited about the cruises that are coming up. So there we go. We had to have a chat about our favorite thing called cruising, and hopefully in a little under 600 and let me get the right days. In a little under 605 days, people will be joining us on the Celebrity Edge, going out to the South Pacific from Sydney. So we're certainly looking forward to having a lot of people come in on that cruise with us. Looking forward to the fun, because at the end of the day, the fun is amazing. You get to meet a lot of people, you get to have a lot of fun, and yeah, what can I say? Um, we're going to change some lives too, because on board that ship we will have somebody who is and we're still looking for them, a recipient for the Helping Hands for Cruising. Um, ooh, Interesting. I have a funny face coming up, so maybe we need to see what's going on with YouTube. Anyway, only happy things are happening, I believe. Let's just do this. Let's just bring this back up to scratch, and bring YouTube back up to scratch, and maybe it'll make some effect on the EV Mux program. Don't always have issues with EV Mux. Generally, EV Mux works quite well for me, so there we go. But you know what? Things happen, uh, and so I think I need to have just a cheers, folks. Wishing you a great and awesome cruise, those who are going out on a cruise. Hmm. So, latest news coming out is that I don't know if you guys heard about the pilot in Japan. So sorry to hear about that news. The poor man was doing a transfer onto one of the ships going into one of the Japanese ports, and as he was doing the transfer, he slipped and fell into the ocean. They did save his life. Apparently, they did fish him out, but apparently, what happened was it was too much for him, and a couple of hours later, he did actually pass away, which is the sad thing. And so our heart goes out to all the families that are involved. Yes, cruising is fun, but cruising also at times is not safe, particularly when you do silly things. Now, I don't say that that pilot did silly things. He did what was correct for him. But then again, we've heard recently of people doing silly things like falling overboard, or fishing from the side of a ship, or jumping in for the hell of it, and all sorts of stuff. Folks, be safe, do things well, and if you're going to be safe, you're going to have a fun time. And that's what we want. We want people to have a fun time. Whether you are a cruiser, whether you are crew, whether you are the key thing I would like to say here is, with crew and so forth, treat them with respect. Let be respectful of the people, so that they in turn can enjoy time, and they're away from family for ages, like 6 to 9 months, and because they're away from family for ages, I feel that they should have some. We should respect them as well, because doing a cruise ain't easy. When you're away from family, spending time away from family is not fun. So, yeah, do what's important. Have fun, but at the same time, let's be respectful. That's my opinion, and my opinion I'm sticking to. Okay, we've got, what else? Who else we got in there? Um, Yeah, we still got the same old crew. Nobody's cruising. Nobody's doing anything. So let's have some fun. Hopefully, we can all have some fun. Cookie saying, unfortunately, the answer to the question, can people really be that stupid, is unfortunately yes. And that, my friend, is so true. And I am so, I have to agree, unfortunately, because people do silly things. And yeah, there's not much we can help with. Now, talking about cruises coming up, I know that in 184 days, Kenny's going on a cruise, and he's hopefully doing it with Crystal. I'm hoping that they have an awesome time together. Well, not Crystal and Kenny, but Crystal, Kenny, and whoever else goes on board that ship, that they all have an awesome time. Lots of fun, lots of excitement, and getting to see new places. Actually, my heart is actually quite happy because within a year we've taken somebody who's never ever seen the ocean to a point where he's doing it again. And that is exciting. I was talking earlier on with Michael Ann. She's another person who has had her first cruise recently. That was at the October cruise, and she's also saying that she's having an she had an exciting time on board the cruise. It changed lives, and cruising does, especially when you go with a group of people, changes lives. So there we go in the background. We've got the Celebrity Edge, and we cannot wait for 605 days. Really, it's going to be absolutely exciting because you know what? We will change not only the recipient's life, we're going to change ours too. So that's going to be amazing. Now, what can I say? Oh, there we go. There's the reason. There's the reason for funny things. Let's quit that. And if we quit that, we'll get some more memory. I'm hoping, and then things will fall into place. As it should do. Okay, so there we go. We got some more memory there, and hopefully I can do and show things. Well, I'm not going to try and show that video again. We'll just leave it at that for the moment. Let's just have some fun as it is. Now, temperatures down in Melbourne are actually bloody freezing. We've got currently 12 degrees C, which feels like 12 degrees C. 12, 24, 54 degrees currently that's Fahrenheit, in Melbourne. So we've just come out of a cold snap. We did have single figures the other day. Hopefully we don't go down to single figures tonight because it's freaking freezing. And I know that all the Canadians would be laughing at that statement. But for a place like Melbourne, where we get on average temperatures around the 35 to 40 degrees, 90 degrees, between 90 to 110 on average is, well, 50 degrees is bloody freezing. So there we go. We're just getting used to the winter. You guys are stealing our sun. Your ice is melting. Your snow is melting. So there we go. I think you guys are going to love the melting snow. All right. Now, yeah, let's see if that works. Should do, because it should bring up all the... There, okay. We'll worry about that another time. Anyway, Cookie is saying that it is 17 degrees there. That's awesome. 62. Because it's morning, right? So at 17 degrees AM, you'll end up probably being just under the 29 degrees PM. Sort of lunchtime-ish, I'm thinking. That's just my guess. And Cookie, are you which time zone are you in? If you are in let me see. If you are in Eastern, you're Central, so it's 5. Yep. No, that's fine. 5:30 Central, which is awesome. Um, well. Hello, Darian. Welcome aboard, Herr Darian. Is this not a little bit on the early side for you at 6:27 a.m. in the morning? I'm hoping that everything goes well for you, my friend. And your day will be nice, filled with spaghetti ice. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that. Fresh. I didn't say that either. Yes. So, if you're interested, folks, as to why I'm looking on the side, it's because I'm checking out the chat in the YouTube. My program, EV Mux, is not giving me an up-to-date chat run, so I'm busy trying to read what's in the chat on the side there and say g'day. Oh, guten Morgen from Josh to Darian, and did someone say spaghetti ice and fresh? No. Who would say that? Really, seriously, who would say that? Huh? I wouldn't be me. Would not be me. Well, let's have a look and see if this does this. Yeah, no, it's not giving me the full list. All right. We'll get that sorted another time. All right. So, okay. Let's get this done. So, I believe that when Darian decides to come down and visit us, I will need to have to take him to a place just down near Station Pier where we actually have spaghetti ice available. I think you'll like it. You'll quite like it. All right, now John is saying that he's trying to hear me with 2 vacuums making a lot of noise behind him at work. Tell them to just suck off. I said with an S, Sierra, suck, not anything else. Don't. Oh my God! Nobody take your mindset anywhere else. I was being clean. Now, why would you have 2 vacuums there? Can't be that dirty, John. Anyway, so you will just have to come down here. I mean, Station Pier is one of those amazing piers. Right next door to it is a historic pier, and that historic pier actually has just Arthur took an amazing photograph of it, and I forget the name of the pier. I think it's Princess Pier. Princess Pier no longer has the actual decking of the pier, but it's got the wooden pylons that are there that go right out along the ocean, right out to the sea. And that is absolutely an amazing view. Check out Arthur's Cruises. He's done some pictures of it there. You'll see some photographs there that Arthur took. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, Darian said he would love that. You just got to get here, mate. You've just got to do it. Cheers. It is this is a bottle of Plonk that it's called Elephants or something like that, which one of our I did some training and I did it for our synagogue, and that was one of the things that they gave us. So I'm enjoying it. Ilana won't drink it because she doesn't drink red. She drinks Moscato, whether it's white or rosé, doesn't really matter, guys. Just letting you know. She drinks Moscato, and so as a result, she wouldn't drink my red. So that's me. I'm having it all on my own. John is saying, are you going to be able to tread water for the whole hour? I am treading, mate. My feet, you should see what my feet are doing. I'm like a duck. You know how the duck just swans around at the top, but its feet are going like nuts underneath? Yeah, well, that's me. Unless, of course, you get your little smileys to come down and go ribbit, but they don't go much in ocean. They only go in fresh water. So I don't know of any ocean swimming frogs. Stranger things could happen, you know. Stranger things could happen. So yes, behind me is the Celebrity Edge. Unfortunately, that is not a picture of Melbourne. We will be absolutely excited when the Celebrity Edge does come out to Australia. And the good news is Celebrity and Royal Caribbean tend to bring out their newer ones. Princess bring out their ones that are that you guys across the pond have gotten tired of, so they'll send them out to us, which is rather interesting. And I mean that seriously, because if you think about it, we had the Carnival Luminosa. Now you guys go, but that's a new ship. Well, actually, it's not. It's a hand-me-down. It was a hand-me-down from Costa Cruises to Carnival, and then we got it. And then they ironed out the kinks with it down under, and then they're going to send it back and let you guys use it up for the Alaskan trips. It's going to come back down here apparently. We've still got the Splendor here, but that is what's going on with the Luminosa. Now I believe that you guys are keeping the Firenze, and I thought there was one other Carnival ex Costa Carnival ship. And in actual fact, I don't know about you guys, but I think it's actually quite funny to see a Carnival ship without a whale tail. And so the three Costas, or the two Costas, I think it's three Costa ships all do not have the whale tail. So that to me is quite funny. Anyway, also, I believe that the cruising community have forgotten that Australia is actually the second largest cruise community in the world, which is rather an interesting look. Anyway, suffice it to say, we're expecting some good cruising down under, especially starting in September when Melbourne opens up again. Not exactly sure when Station Pier will start to be renovated. Any of you coming into cruise in Australia right now, the rules say that you have to come in with a negative rat test. So you cannot jump on a cruise ship without a negative rat test at this particular point in time. It is also suggested, not required, but suggested that you wear masks. So all the cruise lines are offering masks and saying, with the exception of Viking, of course, but they're all saying that if you get on board a cruise ship in Australia, you have to, you are not required, but you are requested to use a mask. And so that's what's being spread around, masks for the general community. Now, Josh, I hope that your son's graduation from his training went down well, and please thank him for his service from us, but more importantly that he stays safe for the duration of his time and that he comes home safe and sound after his deployment wherever he's being deployed, whether it be to I don't know, to Pensacola, or not that he'd go there, but you know what I mean, whether it's stateside or an overseas deployment, at least he stays safe, healthy and happy, and everybody is excited and will spend quality time with him. That's my goal for you and your family. And for anybody else who's had the opportunity to serve, thank you. Thank you so much. We did on the 25th of April have Anzac Day, which is like a couple of weeks ago. We're now heading into June, which is coming up fairly quickly, which will be winter for us. We've just gotten a new king, which we're supposed to be really excited about, but the average Australian goes, who cares? Um, and really, it's it's amazing because having a king on board, or whether we have the queen, they just got to change the words to an anthem. You know, it used to be God Save the Queen, now it's God Save the King. Well, we don't, that's not our anthem. Our anthem is Advanced Australia Fair. And yeah, g'day Lily, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Now, Lily, I know that for a fact last night, yesterday, you were on a bucket load of channels. One of the channels had, well, a couple of the channels had four different channels were in on the chat, and they were all doing their stuff, promoting their cruises, etc., etc. Well, I was in the background for a couple of them, but I will say, if you do get an opportunity, or you have not, excuse me, you've not had an opportunity to spend time with those cruise lines, those channels, please do go in and check those channels. It was Eddie Lugo that I saw, and it was also, excuse me, Destination Fun. I believe there was Clocky from Clock's Family Travels, and there was one more. Couldn't remember the one more. Anyway, folks, we're all here to share and spend time together. So please go ahead. If you are a creator, please hashtag create in the chat. If you are a supporter, please hashtag support in the chat. And folks, if you haven't seen that particular channel, please go ahead and check it. Not only are you going to check it, but you're going to stay there for a couple of minutes or watch a video. Hit the like and hit the sub, and they'll be eternally grateful. As we all do, as we all are, we're all grateful. We all want to get our numbers up so that we can get to the position where we are also promoting ourselves. And I really want Helping Hands for Cruising to be a channel that's self-sufficient. So not only does it not only does it have its 1,000 subs, but it also has its 4,000 watch hours, and it's also able to get super chats and so forth. So as long as it can be self-sufficient, that's awesome. Okay, folks, so now in the chat what we've got is we've got Rob on the Road, the governor, with hashtag creator. Please, folks, Rob on the Road. That would be an awesome channel to go and check out. Rob is the expert in doing some short videos that give you locations. Really excited to see some of his stuff, and the last one he did was absolutely brilliant. Then we've got Darian with the hashtag creator on Magnificent Germany with Darian, without Sean. And then Lily is also hashtag creator, so Lily Tittle. That's all those that have come up have been game enough to put hashtag creator on board. So go ahead, check out those channels. Unfortunately, right now, I've got a technical issue that is stopping me from doing highlighting, and for that, I apologize profusely. But folks, please, go in and check out all the other channels that there are. So now, in 605 days, we'll be on that ship that's behind us. I know that our cabin is somewhere out of view there right now, because either I'm in front of it, or something else is in front of it. My question is, for those that are left in the chat, which cabin are you going to grab? Is it one of those that are visible, or is it one of those that is hiding behind whatever? So you tell me. Hopefully you can see where you're going to be on board that ship. It'll be absolutely amazing, because That's a huge ship, and it's going to be spending a fair bit of time trotting around. So the places we're going to is Nemea in New Caledonia. We're going to Lifu. We're going to Mystery Island. We're going to Suva. We're going to Vila in Vanuatu, and one other place. Can't remember what that other place is. But at any rate, we'll be tripping around those areas, and it is a 15-day cruise, 14 nights, starting in Sydney and finishing in Sydney. So cheers to all of you who are going to join us. It will be an amazing cruise. We will have lots of fun, I think. I'm hoping anyway. Okay. So, you guys got to come down to Melbourne. You got to come in and check us out. You'll be checking out Sydney when you come in. Sydney. So picture this. In Sydney, where the ship will be, just on the left-hand side of that is, generally the ship will come in nose first. On the right-hand side, on the starboard side, will actually be the overseas passenger terminal. On the port side, the left-hand side, there will be, look out the window, Sydney Opera House. On the right-hand side is the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and also there's an area there called the Rocks, and really the Rocks is the original area where people in Sydney used to live, where business used to be conducted, and that is really the oldest part of Sydney. And then where the ship actually is, that area there, the Rocks on the right hand side, that area there is called Circular Quay, although the quay is not a circle, it's kind of like a U shape, but they call it Circular Quay, and that is the heart of Sydney City. So the ship will sail in. Lily's asking Cookie how he is, and Cookie's answering that he's hanging in there, feeling pretty beat up at this point, and that is I'm sorry to hear that. Lily's going, prayers always, Cookie. You got this, my friend. Welcome aboard, Philip. Nice to have you here. Hi, you had a trip, not a good one, on Saturday. Ooh, you fell on your back. Wow. And spent the night at emergency. You had a full scan, including a brain. Did they find one? All okay. Your right shoulder still sore. Did they find a brain, Philip? Or was it just a vacant, skipped on the wet deck? Seriously, on board a ship or or at home, on the the deck that you caboted? Or you don't cabot the deck, do you? Actually, Philip, we haven't heard from you for a while. Have you been on, besides landing up in hospital, have you been on board a ship, or have you been away, or what's going on? Philip is saying the back deck at home. So Josh is saying get better soon. And yes, Philip, we do wish you getting better. Please. We want you to be healthy, happy, and safe. Okay. So, Lily is saying, please keep James Catanese in your prayers. He's in the hospital and not doing well. Oh, really? When did he go in? Philip is saying, no, just wifey takes over the computer most nights. Oh, my God. Does she take it over on Saturdays as well? Does she? And are you guys coming on our group cruise with us? January the 2nd, 2025. Lily, a few days ago. Oh my goodness. Rob, I could do with some boating just to mix up all the plane and train travel. Well, mate, get your butt down here. Book that cruise. Come on down. I can recommend Holmes Glen Emergency. Yeah, Holmes Glen are pretty good. They're They're cheaper than Cabrini, but at the same time, I think their services are they're pretty right. How long were you in? You were in just overnight, or were you there for a day or two? The emergency service is absolutely brilliant, I must say. Um, yeah. Um, okay. And Governor, I will say to you, mate, please don't worry about Floji Boji. Because Floji Boji will, okay, we'll take care of you, but you won't get very far. You might just make it across the Thames. Um, Philip is saying just from 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. after the scan showed no problems. Hang on. What are you doing at 3 a.m. to trip on the dick? Seriously. 3 a.m. Or was it you tripped in the afternoon and then thought you'd go to bed and have a rest and then decided to go to the hospital? Silly, you went out to see the moon eclipse. Are you kidding me? And did it? Did it eclipse? Or did you just slip on the wet, rainy area first and thought, oh, bugger, you better get to hospital? And by the way, who got you there? Did you go by ambulance or did your missus take you? Um, and if you went there by ambulance, good man, because they probably laid you up on the stretcher and said, don't move. It was too cloudy, wifey took you. And if it is a neck injury or a back injury, they'd want you to stay as possible. So, wifey taking you in was not a good move. You should have called an ambulance, claimed suspected spinal injury, and they would have taken care of you. Plus the lights and sirens. I think that's awesome. You always want to show off, get lights and sirens and all that sort of stuff. Okay. Hang on a sec. Let me see who's on the other side there. It says I've got two watching. I don't know who's watching there. On Helping Hands. So if anybody's on Helping Hands, welcome aboard, mate. Having some issues with my program here. So if you could go across to the Down Under Cruises, we will be able to see every chat you do. Currently, we're broadcasting on the Down Under Cruises, Helping Hands for Cruising, and 2 Facebook pages. So there we go. Philip is saying, yes, I know that now. When I saw the scan results, when they scanned every part of my body, I still want to know, did they find a brain? Or was it a vacuum space? Because I know that's what they'd find with me. They wouldn't find... They'd say, hello, Sean, and if they said it in my ear and got really close, they could hear the echo. Echo, 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 echo. Anyway, I don't know about you folks, but we're pretty excited with all cruising that's happening around Oz right now. And we're pretty excited that New Zealand has dropped some of their rules and regs as well. Fiji is now starting to become part of the cruising family again. So we're getting ships going all around the world now, and all countries are now starting to open up. We still feel that it's a bit unfair, but the current set of rules that relate to cruise ships with regard to cruising is a little bit on the unfair side, but hey, it is what it is, and we're back cruising. So what can we say? We can't really argue any points there. G'day, Paul. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. And Jimmy, welcome aboard. Unfortunately, folks, I have difficulty in getting any messages up on the screen purely because my broadcasting program is having a bit of a meltdown for some reason. So I will read out all the chats that there are. Philip is saying P&O has released its P&O Cruise New 2024-25 brochure. Yeah, I've seen that. The good news about P&O at the moment is that they're still cruising around. All their cruises currently are going out of Sydney, Brisbane, and Darwin. We're also seeing some of the luxury ones out here at the moment, the Ponant ones, and a couple of maybe one or two Carnival cruises happening. But essentially, we've got the Ponant and P&O sailing around. Jimmy is saying stopping by quickly while getting ready for work. Jimmy, well, really appreciate you popping in, and mate, you have a safe day, a healthy day, and a happy day. Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, what can I say? In our line of work, that being first responders, we get all sorts of interesting things. So yeah, stay safe and be healthy, happy, and if I can help it, I will catch you tomorrow on your stream there, Jimmy. I know you've been advertising it, so that's great. What else can I see? Not much else in the chat, and we are coming into near the top of the hour. Jimmy has been in EMS recertification classes all week. How often do you have to do that, Jimmy? Here it's every 3 years that 2 to 3 years that our paramedics have to update their skills or recertify. How often is it for you guys? Every 2 years for you guys. That's awesome. Yes, when you're getting yourself reassessed, recertified, at times it is a bit on the frightening side because will we get it? Won't we get it? Plus, it's money going out all the time. Any recertifications that have to be done here, people have to pay for it out of their own pocket. Okay, it's a tax deduction, but at the end of the day, it's got to be done. So there we go. All fun, I guess. But at any rate, mate, you're probably recertifying today and tomorrow. Have an enjoyable day. I just had the most incredibly long. We did a certificate course today. Lily is saying, Jimmy, thank you for being an EMS. No, I know it can't be easy. Jimmy is saying, I'll be thinking of you. Thank you, mate. Yeah, I had a big class today. I was teaching somebody we have a qualification for first responders. That is to become a first responder. And that course was pretty heavy going, especially when you're doing one person at a time. You've got to be thinking all the time. You've got to be giving 100% attention, and it becomes a difficult one. So, yeah, mentally it's very draining. At any rate, folks, we're coming close to the top of the hour. Jimmy is saying, see you all tonight at Hump Day Cocktail Hour, 6 p.m. Eastern. Jimmy, you have an awesome day. I will catch you tomorrow. And Sean, are you a first responder? No, I'm not at this point. I teach first responders. I teach first aid. See you, Jimmy. Take care, my friend. Yeah, I teach first aid. And I do provide first aid when requested, but essentially I don't work as a first responder. No. So there we go. All right. Enough said. I'm just going to be waffling on, doing the same old, same old. Cookie is saying, have a great day. Thank you, Cookie. Please be healthy. Please be safe. Don't stress. I know that it is tough, but please do take care. And we are thinking of you. Our heart goes out to all of you. So do take care. This week, I will not be doing a live on Saturday or on Friday night. I have a work commitment that I need to take care of. But I will say to you folks, be aware there might be a video coming out. Hopefully, I can get one up in our time slot. At any rate, folks, have an awesome day. Take care. We're thinking of you, and you be safe. Uh, don't give me that. The video should be found. Any rate, folks, have an awesome day, and we are thinking of you. Bye now.